While you still have time, don't let it slip away. If you're in your 20s, 25, or even 35, pause for a moment. I'm not here to lecture, not here to make you live by some rule book. I'm speaking to you as someone who's lived through most of a lifetime with once empty hands, a once naive heart, and youthful years that seemed endless, but now only exist in memory. I just want to say one thing. Don't live as if you have forever. Youth makes us think we have time. I'll do it tomorrow, we say. There's still time. But the truth is, no one gives you notice when time runs out. It passes silently, without warning. One day, you'll look back and ask, what have I done with all those years? And the most painful answer might be, I don't know. I had dreams once, big dreams, ambitions, pride that I'd do something great. But I let them slip out of laziness, procrastination, and the belief that I had time. I wasted it on meaningless parties, shallow relationships, and empty comparisons. Youth isn't shameful when you haven't succeeded yet. It's only tragic when you don't learn from early failures. I've watched talented young people full of potential, always planning but never starting. They read hundreds of books, watched motivational videos, filled journals with goals, yet did nothing. Year after year, they stayed in the same place, with more anxiety and less confidence. I was once like that. I wanted to write books, start a business, travel the world, but I didn't do any of it because I thought I still had time. And then I grew old. My health faded, my passion cooled. All I had left was regret too deep for words. I'm not writing this to scare or pressure you, but to help you understand. Life doesn't wait for you to be ready. It only waits for you to begin. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Do you know what I regret most? Not the failures, but the chances I never took. The people I loved but never told. The dreams I didn't chase. The apologies I never made. The ones who left before I had the time to cherish them. Life isn't fair, I know, but it also makes no promises. No one guarantees you'll live to 80. No one ensures a second chance. No one clears a path for you. All you have is today, this moment, right now. If there's something you need to do, start. If there's something you need to say, speak. If there's someone you love them fully now. Don't wait until they're gone. Don't wait until you can't hold them anymore. Life doesn't give warnings. I lost my father before I could thank him for all he gave up to raise me. I lost a dear friend after a silly fight I thought we'd make up from, but never got the chance. An accident took him before I could make things right. I've lived long enough to learn. Don't waste time on things that don't matter, and don't delay what truly does. Don't let the day come when you stand in an empty room, look up at the ceiling, and whisper, if only. Don't choose a partner with your eyes, choose with your heart. I once believed love was purely emotion, the fluttering heart, the sparkling eyes, the magnetic attraction. But time taught me a bitter truth. Infatuation with appearance is like a fire, bright but fleeting. My first spouse was chosen with my eyes. She was stunning, radiant, heads turned when she entered a room. I felt proud walking beside her, as if her beauty added to my worth. But I was wrong, deeply wrong. Just a few years in, I realized beauty doesn't help you through disagreements. It doesn't teach your children kindness, honesty, or resilience. A life partner isn't just someone to accompany you at celebrations, but someone who'll fight beside you through life's storms, through financial struggles, sickness, and failure. You don't need someone to show off. You need someone to lean on. Someone who shares your values, your kindness, your listening, and above all, someone who will grow with you. I've seen too many couples fall apart once the outer charm fades because there was nothing within. They had nothing to talk about but food and fashion. They couldn't navigate crises together. They didn't realize a family isn't built on appearance, but on trust and patience. True love isn't the initial high. It's the daily decision to love, even when attraction fades, even when you're tired and pride is wounded. Choosing your partner is one of life's most crucial decisions because it affects not just you, but your children and their future. Ask yourself, what values will this person teach your children? Do they inspire you to grow? Can you be your true self around them? If the answer is no, no matter how beautiful or glamorous, learn to let go. I learned that lesson through pain. And I share it today not to preach, but to save you from paying in years what I paid in experience. Because true happiness isn't just having someone to love, it's choosing the right person to love. Beauty will fade, but a warm heart, a kind soul, and someone who values you, that stays. Choose someone who brings peace, not just pride, who makes you smile in wedding photos, but also holds you in comforting silence through old age. Choose someone who makes you want to grow. Someone who, when walking beside them, makes you feel you'll never face life's storms alone. Part 3. No success can compensate for failure at home. I was once a man with big ambitions. I wanted to be the best in my field. I threw myself into work like a moth to a flame. I believed that if I became rich, famous, and powerful, my family would automatically be happy. But that was one of the greatest mistakes of my life. I missed dinners. I skipped school events. I forgot birthdays. I couldn't remember the last time we had a vacation together. I brought home money, but I left behind my presence, my care, my love. When I finally became successful, I found myself standing on top of a high mountain, alone. My wife was distant, and my children were withdrawn. The house was big but empty. The meals were luxurious but silent. And in that silence, I understood every success outside is meaningless if you fail at home. Home is the only place where you don't have to prove yourself, where you're loved for who you are, where wounds are healed and strength is restored. But if you neglect it, it will break, and sometimes it cannot be fixed. Don't let your work consume the time you should spend with your loved ones. Don't let busyness steal your connection. Don't wait until you're left with nothing but memories. True success isn't how many people know your name. It's how your children feel when they hear your footsteps at the door. Cherish your family while you still can. Listen while they still want to speak. Hug your kids while they still want to climb into your arms. Because one day they won't. And the silence you once ignored will echo louder than any applause. You are the average of the 5 people closest to you. People often say, "Show me who you spend time with, and I'll show you who you are." I used to ignore that. I believed I was strong enough not to be influenced, but I was wrong. You don't need to try to be influenced. Just spend enough time with someone, and you'll start to talk like them, think like them, act like them. I had a circle of friends in my youth who loved to party, gossip, and compete. We had fun, but it was the kind of fun that left you feeling empty. I slowly became like them, lazy, negative, and drifting. Then I decided to leave that group. It hurt. It was lonely. But then I met people with goals, discipline, and kindness. They weren't perfect, but they inspired me to grow. I learned not everyone who walks with you today should walk with you forever. Choose your circle wisely. Friends can lift you or pull you down. They can guide you toward light or distract you into darkness. Walk with people who are smarter, kinder, more driven than you, not to compete, but to learn. Choose friends who challenge you to rise, not stay comfortable. Life is too short for relationships that keep you small. Surround yourself with people who remind you of who you want to become. Part 5. When you know your worth, you'll stop settling for less. There was a time when I didn't know my worth. I tolerated toxic relationships, uninspiring jobs, and unfair treatment because I didn't believe I deserved better. But one day, I looked in the mirror and asked, who am I really? And what do I want from this life? Your worth is not something others give you. It's something you recognize in yourself. And once you do, you'll stop accepting crumbs when you deserve a feast. You'll stop staying in relationships out of fear. You'll stop working jobs that drain your soul. You'll stop bending over backwards for people who don't care. I learned to say no. No to being used. No to disrespect. No to anything that didn't align with the life I knew I wanted. When you know your worth, you become more selective, not out of arrogance, but out of self-respect. You don't need a crowd. You need alignment. And what once seemed out of reach begins to come closer because you now believe you deserve it. Start with self-love. Invest in your growth. Protect your energy. Be your own biggest supporter. When you stand firmly in your value, no one can make you feel small again. Life is a lonely journey, but it's worth it. Some paths you must walk alone, not because no one wants to walk with you, but because no one can fully understand the journey like you do. I've felt deep loneliness, the kind that makes you question if anyone truly sees you. But I've also learned that loneliness isn't a sign of being lost. It's a sign of growth. You feel alone when you start to live authentically, when you stop pretending to fit in, when you say no to what's wrong, even if it costs you company, when you choose your truth over approval. Yes, you lose some people, but you'll find yourself. And in finding yourself, you'll attract those who love you for you. Life rewards the brave, but it tests them first, in silence, in solitude, in shadows. But those moments forge you. They give you clarity, grit, purpose. Don't fear being alone. Use it. Let it shape you. Let it become the space where you rebuild your strength. Because in the end, walking alone in the right direction is always better than following the crowd into nowhere. Pain, failure, and the lessons. No school can teach life, doesn't hand you a syllabus. It doesn't schedule your tests. It throws you into the fire and expects you to come out changed. I used to think books would prepare me for life, but books didn't teach me how to handle betrayal or how to stay afloat when the bills piled up, or how to keep smiling when everything hurt. The most important lessons I've learned came from pain. I used to hate pain. I'd ask, why me? But now I see pain as a sculptor, shaping me, deepening me, making me more human. Failure is a better teacher than success. Hardships teach you strength. Loss teaches you gratitude. Disappointment teaches you patience. Pain doesn't come to break you. It comes to wake you up. It pulls you from comfort It forces transformation. Be thankful for the fire. It reveals who you are and who you're meant to become. Stop delaying. Do what matters. Now, we always think we have time. I'll call my mom tomorrow. I'll start next week. When I'm ready, I'll begin. But the truth is, later is a lie. Life doesn't wait. Doors close. People leave. Chances disappear. I've lost too many moments thinking I could do them later. But later is the graveyard of dreams. Procrastination isn't laziness, it's fear. Fear of failure, fear of imperfection. But perfection is the enemy of progress. Start now. Start messy. Just start. Small actions today beat perfect plans tomorrow. One call, one page, one step. That's where change begins. If it matters, do it now, before the moment slips away forever. Stay awake in a loud world. Live true. Live kind. The world today is noisy. Everyone's performing. Everyone's posting. Everyone's racing. But in the noise, the real treasure is this: awareness of who you are, what you value, and how you want to live. I chased success once, approval, applause, but it left me hollow because I was living someone else's dream. Peace came when I started living mine, when I embraced who I was, when I let go of needing to impress and focused on being kind. Kindness isn't weakness, it's strength. The strength to listen, to forgive, to help quietly. People forget your titles. They remember how you made them feel. Live truthfully, live kindly. Not to be seen, but to be whole. No one lives your life for you, so make it worth it. Here's the truth. No one lives your life but you. Whether you play it safe or take the leap, it's your life. Whether you love or hide, speak or stay silent, it's your legacy. I spent years living for others, their expectations, their dreams. But I realized one day, if I died tomorrow, would I feel fulfilled? The answer scared me, so I changed. I started choosing what made me come alive, not what made me accepted. You don't need the world's permission to be yourself, just your own. Live boldly, love openly, risk often. Say what needs to be said. Because in the end, the greatest regret isn't failure. It's never having truly lived.